YouTubers, and tonight is a very special one. Very special tonight. Because this one means a lot to me. This is Titans of Space. Now, Titans of Space is, for people that might not know, if you owned a DK1, DK2, this was the game, this was the demo you played, because it really was a fantastic experience. And basically, and I'll show you in just a moment, it allows you kind of to travel through the solar system, and it gives you an interesting kind of insight into all the planets and the features of those planets, and how, most importantly, the scale between the planets. I'll show you what I mean. If you haven't seen this before, this is fantastic. It's available now, by the way, on Oculus Store and Steam. I think on Oculus Store it's around about £5.99. I think it's a similar price on the Steam store as well. So let's just jump in there and take a look. So I've got my controller here. I've accidentally switched to French, so I'll switch back to English. Now I'm going to do wait. I'm going to wait for input so I can use my controller here to trigger the next scene. So again, this menu is excellent. I'm surrounded by a skybox here of beautiful sparkling stars. When ready, choose the option below. So I can go for short tour or full tour. Let's go for the full tour. Ah, wow. And of course, now I'm in the CV1, everything is just so much more clear and vivid and bright and colourful. And as a way of demonstrating scale of the solar system and the planets inside our solar system, it just is phenomenal. I can't tell you how fantastic this is. I'm just going to drop the sound a little bit because we've got some music in the background. And what I might try and do, actually, and I'm sorry to do this while trying to record, I'm just going to see if I can actually turn the music off, because it might be a little bit distracting. Okay, so let's just go back. Okay, and here we go. Now the music is phenomenal, but I don't want to get a copyright strike and I don't want to get into any trouble. But the music is quite powerful and really kind of sets the tone of what you're seeing as well. So each time you see a new planet, you get some information will pop up, tells you about the scale of the planet, what the constituent parts of the planet are, that kind of thing. Again, this is an early access, at least on Steam it's early access, and some of the textures here are a little bit, on the ship, are a little bit kind of low res. I feel it's a work in progress. Just simply because there's these kind of funny mesh patterns on things, which I feel is the developer just putting in a placeholder. But it doesn't detract from the experience. So as we move, I've got safety bars as we move. I hadn't noticed that before, maybe that's new. So as we come up here, we're flying up towards, it reminds you to look around. That's something very important, isn't it? If you're new to VR, so many people I put in VR who've never tried VR before, they forget to look around. They're like fixed like that, like they're watching a monitor. And I say, look around, and they go, what? What the? I mean, literally, that reaction I've seen so many times. Okay, we've got Mercury here, closest planet in our solar system to the Sun. There it is. Let's skip forward. How do I get? Can I just do that? Okay. Wow. I mean, they don't look planet-sized. It's important to say that, and it's important for the sense of scale. They roughly, from a size point of view, they look like they would fill up your living room, right? They're a massive ball, but they don't look planet-sized. But that has to be a smaller, perceivable scale than an actual planet in order to see the scale between the two objects, if that makes sense. Because if everything was just planet-sized, then it's very, very difficult to look at one planet and another planet and say that planet's bigger than that planet. You see my point? And that's the way this works. So there's lovely Venus. Venus. Ooh. There's Earth. Hello, Earth. Now there's Mars. And again, the textures on each planet, the mapping and everything is just lovely. You can really see the craters there as it turns. The craters start to appear as the light hits them. And it just looks brilliant. Really lovely. There's Phobos, the potato-shaped moon. Robotic rovers love this place. They certainly do. Off he goes. Bye, Mars. Jupiter. Look at that monstrosity. And again, the scale now. Oh, Ceres. Hello, Ceres. Jeez, look at that. The largest asteroid, and officially a dwarf planet. Interesting. Okay, skip forward. Now, as I mentioned with scale earlier, oh, that's a nice effect. Going through the ring of Jupiter, and there is a bit of a ring. Now, this looks huge. This looks like a cathedral of a planet, you know, and that's important that you can see and sense the scale between these different planets. It really does kind of educate you as to the scales. I'll tell you a nice story while I'm traversing to the next planet. My middle child, he was doing a project at school. Ooh, Ganymede and Callisto. Wow, they're very interesting, aren't they? Anyway, my son was doing a project on the solar system, and he went into this and he read all the planets and he read all the information. He was absolutely amazed, and he came away from it and he remembered everything. I mean, it just goes to show, I mean, if you read a textbook, if a teacher tells you something, if they show you some pictures, if they show you some videos, all these things help the information stick in your mind. But you know what helps more? Flying into space and looking at the planets, and that's exactly what he did. And as a result, he was able to absorb more information. It was more exciting for him. So let's move along. My favourite of the planets, here we are, Europa. I'm so excited about Europa and Io. I think Europa's the more exciting one, actually. I forget which one's more exciting than the other. Io and Europa are under huge pressures from the gravitational pull of the parent planet there, Jupiter. And it twists the inside of the core of the planets and actually heats it up to huge temperatures. So there's essentially like a molten core to these moons. And on the outside there's ice. So that means, in between, there's varying degrees of water, from very hot, through to warm, through to cold, through to ice. Now where you have that situation, you almost always find life. And you know, that's very exciting, isn't it? There's a very good chance there may be life on Europa or Io. Fascinating, isn't it? It just makes you love science when you come and see this stuff. You know, you just start, I don't know, getting really excited about it. And the way you traverse between the two planets, the different planets, is really good. You know, you come round Jupiter there, and you're coming in on Saturn, and you sort of skim across the rings like this. Really, really nicely done. Now, obviously, it goes without saying, really, but this as an experience, compared to the DK1 and DK2, obviously it's much higher resolution, much crisper, no kind of pixel latency issues, no blurring, and it's just a joy, absolute joy. Now, this part's actually removed from the sequence shortened version of the trip. It's worth remembering, if I can press these buttons here, I can zoom in. So for Pan, I have to zoom in because Pan is tiny. Pan's obviously just formed from a ribbon of dirt that's kind of congealed over the years and created this moon, which is really fascinating, isn't it? Look at that. It's like on its own little road. There's a cool one here that looks like a Death Star. Yeah, that's it. Look at this. Mimas. Look at that! Flipping Darth Vader must live there. Look at that. Weird. Known for resembling the Death Star because of the large Herschel crater. Well, there you go. And it tells you all about each of these. Really, really cool. Such beautiful colours. So much to learn. So little time. Wow, Titan. That is a big old moon. Is that the biggest moon? Largest of Saturn's moon, the only known moon with a substantial atmosphere, has liquid methane lakes. It looks like it's got an atmosphere. Oh, what an atmosphere. Oh, that's cool. Really nice effects. Beautiful haze. Imagine standing on these places. Oh, hello. You're a bit of a strange looking one, aren't you? You've got all bumps all over you. Seriously, do you really look like that? Like the ugly moon that no one talks about. Iapetus. Yeah, he's like, you know, the odd one out here. Go on, get out. Ugly. And off we fly, further and further. What's next? I can't remember. What is next? Neptune? I can't remember. Shows how much I know. Better be Neptune. Ah, look at that. Look at all the rings. So pretty. Oh. What? Who are you? A Centaur, an asteroid that orbits the Sun between Jupiter and Neptune. And has a ring system. Wow. I didn't actually know about this one. Chariklo. I'm probably saying that wrong. Uranus. That's the way the Americans would say it. We say, in England, Uranus. Seriously. Uranus. Still makes me laugh. No, Uranus. Not my anus. Let's be clear. And it has moons too. So many moons. So much going on in our solar system. But you didn't know any of this, did you? Well, you probably did. You're probably educated. Umbriel, Titania, Oberon. Hello, Oberon. Oh, you've got a large mountain, 2.5 times the size of Everest. That is fascinating. Just waiting for some rich, overprivileged English adventurer to go and climb it and get stuck. I'm sure Richard Branson is on his way there now. Now, that's Neptune. It's blue. Yep, I knew. Got the order wrong, but hey. That's big. Big and hazy. That's the key takeaway. And what's this place? Can you remember? No, I can't. Triton. Oh, it's nice looking though. Frozen nitrogen surface and nitrogen geysers. Dodgy geysers. Now what have we got over here? When are we going to see Pluto? Pluto, the ousted planet. Planetoid. Ah, there you are. You got no mates. We don't want you anymore in our solar system being a planet. Yeah, go on, get out of it. What's it called? A dwarf planet. Oh, there you go. It's not a planetoid. A dwarf planet. And look at all these others. Are these all dwarf planets? This is mental. There's a planet called Styx. Or is that like a little moon of Pluto? I don't know. Charon, Nix, Kerberos, Hydra, Eris, Dysnomia. I swear they're making these up. Off we go. Into space. We're spinning around. Oh, look at this. Starting to see it all lined up. Of course, just for the terminally stupid, they're not all lined up like this. We're not this close to the sun. They show the scale at the end of it. It's very clever. So as you get closer to these, to the sun here. Oh, ooh. Yeah, you even hear the sun roaring, which of course you would in space. I forgot to wear my factor 50. I burn very easily. I've got a kind of Irish and Scottish ancestors, which makes me effectively burn under a very low wattage light bulb. Oh, what's this? Oh, you're not going to tell me about that. I'm sure that's important. Our sun, volume, 1.3 million Earths. Is that how it's measured in number of Earths you can squeeze into it? 4.5 billion years old. It's a no spring chicken. Shrinking space a little more. Oh, that was clever. So that was a frame of reference. That was huge, about the size of a car. Now it's about the size of my fist. And all those other planets now look actually quite tiny. So the scale has shrunk. And now the sun doesn't look huge anymore. It looks roughly the size of Earth, which, as you remember, was about the size of your living room. Right, so they've shrunk the scale down. They've done that now to show the scale of bigger stuff. This is where it gets exciting. Pollux! No, you're talking Pollux. What's that? 12 million? Golly. That's big. Volume 2,854 suns. Really? In there? Doesn't seem right. But okay. Look how big it is. It's huge. Oh! It's excellent. Look at that. Well, there's nothing bigger than that, at least. Rest assured, I say knowingly. What's going to happen? Well, it's confirmed to have a planet orbiting it. Isn't that exciting? That planet is at least 2.3 times the mass of Jupiter. What are we going to see? Oh, Rigel. All right, Rige. How are you doing? Nice to see you. It's like a common name, isn't it, Rige? Rigel. This is like one of those annoying suns in Elite. You get close to them and the gravity's too huge and you can't escape. Rigel. Massive. Yeah, I'm getting the point now. This is huge. Our sun is a mere speck compared to that. Oh! VY Canis Majoris. Bloody Nora, look at that. Look at that. And this is the point, right? This is just gives you the sense of wonder and awe at the utterly incomprehensible scale of everything. Think how hideously, ridiculously huge our sun is. And then look at that. I mean, we're so insignificant, aren't we? In the scheme of things. Huh. Makes you think, doesn't it? What's it all about? Why are we here? Oh, getting closer. Oh. Well, there is a simple answer, of course, and it's a very good answer. If you don't want to think too much about it, you could just say, God put us here. And it's great. It just ticks all the boxes. You can rest easy, not having to worry about it. And good on you, religious types. You keep believing all that. Wow! Forgot about you, blue chap. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Shrinking. Oh dear. Look at that. Can you see the planets down there? You see Earth is just a pin dot. Tiniest pin dot compared to that. Just unbelievable. How brilliant. It just puts shivers down my spine. It honestly does. It was my go-to demo. You know, if someone wanted to see VR, I'd say, I can do better than that. I'll send you into space. And it would blow them away. Look at that. And there's Earth. Tiny little Earth there. The universe is a pretty big place. If it's just us, it seems like an awful waste of space. Carl Sagan. Very true, Carl. Very true indeed. And then what they do is they actually show you the scale between the planets, which is, this really kind of throws it into context. So there's the sun spinning away from me into the darkness of space, and what have we got? Earth's actual orbit. Oh, there it is. Hello, Earth. Look at that. It's just staggering, isn't it? And there's the moon. Okay, moving on. And there's all of the orbits. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Ceres, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Yeah. Still not talking to you, Pluto. Get out of it. Look at Pluto's orbit. Pluto, you're just bloody weird. You have to be different, don't you? Right, now they're going to put Pollux in the middle. See, Pollux is huge compared to the Sun. No harm done. Except all life would burn up, and all the planetary orbits would be sent into chaos. Whoa! Look at that. That's Rigel. And that's what it would look like if it was placed instead. Let's zoom in a bit. Oh, I can't zoom here. Okay, never mind. Whoa! Canis Majoris, you're just showing off. That's ridiculous. If Canis Majoris was at the centre of our solar system, then Pluto would have to be made a planet again. It'd be like, hey, I got that last laugh. Well, oh dear. It looks like Canis Majoris has in fact turned into a kind of black hole type thing. And we're sort of plummeting into it. And I love what it says there. It's full of stars. Whoa. So yeah, Drash VR LLC, I was more than happy to put my hand in my pocket and pay the £5.99 to get Titans of Space 2.0. It's just a seminal piece of VR work, and I congratulate you on seeing it through and just making it just a wonderful experience for people in VR. So well done, and thank you for watching. That's not really a spoiler. I'm not even going to put a spoiler alert on this video. It's just fantastic. Check it out, enjoy it, show your friends. If you've got kids, just buy it. It's just really worth taking a look at. Thanks so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. I do all kinds of recordings. I'm going to try and do a few more like this, less daft, more about actual good quality stuff that's available right now. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you in the comments, or drop me an email, UKRifter@gmail. You can add me on Skype. I'm UKRifter. I'm UKRifter pretty much everywhere, apart from Twitter. I'm UKRift on Twitter. Anyway, cheers guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.